For decades, audiences laughed at the chaos inside Fawlty Towers without thinking twice. The slammed doors. The furious rants. The unforgettable command, "Don't mention the war." It felt timeless. Harmless. Just brilliant comedy. But then something strange happened in 2020. A scene that had quietly existed since 1975 suddenly exploded into controversy. Not the slapstick. Not the famous meltdown. Just a few uncomfortable words spoken by a minor character. Words that sat unnoticed for 46 years, until the world finally stopped laughing. To understand why that moment shook people, you have to go back to the strange origin of the show itself. In 1970, John Cleese was staying at a seaside hotel in Torquay while working with the Monty Python's Flying Circus team. The hotel looked charming from the outside. But the man running it, Donald Sinclair, was something else entirely. He treated guests like intruders, criticized their table manners, and once reportedly threw a guest's briefcase out the window because he suspected it contained a bomb. Most people escaped that hotel as quickly as possible. Cleese did the opposite. He watched, studied, and quietly realized he had just met the perfect comedy character. That observation became Basil Fawlty. When the series finally premiered on September 19, 1975, the concept seemed simple: a small hotel, a handful of guests, and a manager constantly losing control. Yet the writing was anything but simple. Cleese and co-writer Connie Booth spent 2.5 weeks outlining each episode before writing a single line. Scripts stretched to nearly 140 pages, almost double the size of a typical sitcom script. Every misunderstanding, every slammed door, every insult was choreographed like a piece of theater. And the cast delivered it perfectly. Prunella Scales played the sharp, unshakable Sybil. Andrew Sachs became the confused waiter Manuel. Together they turned a simple hotel into a pressure cooker of social anxiety, class tension, and explosive comedy. But that same fearless writing is also why the show still sparks debate today. In the controversial episode, The Germans, an elderly character casually uses racist language while discussing cricket players. The moment was written to expose how outdated and ridiculous that character was supposed to be. The audience wasn't meant to agree with him, they were meant to laugh at him. Yet when the episode resurfaced on streaming platforms decades later, the words themselves felt far more jarring than the satire behind them. Some viewers argued the scene should remain untouched as a piece of history. Others believed certain language no longer belongs in modern entertainment. And that tension reveals something deeper about comedy itself. Great comedy reflects the time that created it. But time keeps moving. The world changes. And suddenly jokes that once seemed harmless begin to feel uncomfortable. Which leaves us with a fascinating question. When we revisit old shows like Fawlty Towers, are we simply watching comedy, or looking into a mirror of the past we're still trying to understand?